Told you guys, I'm back. Snoop Dogg dropped it. It was more like midnight Pacific Standard Time. Snoop Dogg taking his time. And I think he's brought some of the goods. I think he's dropping 2 tracks right now. Let's check him out on Twitter. And so I noticed it was just like, the drop the Doodles, but I was just like, I think there's a SUPDucks one too. So I think he's really, again, leveraging a lot of what he has in his arsenal. And what he has in his arsenal is he has a great NFT collection as well. And if he has the rights to his NFTs and he has the rights to his music, he's going to be issuing them both in promotion of each other. And this is genius stuff, man. Okay, so let's get into track 1. I was listening to it. It's a bit hard. It's got E40. I don't know who Champ Medici is, or Peace. I know I have E40 on here. This isn't bad production. This is like, this is a track. I think a lot of people are scared, like, of them cutting corners. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to get axed by YouTube just for letting it play, but I was digging that track. Hopefully they let me run it a bit more. Maybe if I put in an offer, I'll get it. And I just want to walk you guys through this as well. I wanted to jump on because I think, it's dope that it's going on. But also I wanted to point to the fact of Opensea as a marketplace for music. It's not that awesome yet. There's some problems. If I were to try and play this on its own, and then it'll kind of double play over itself. So there's some things there. Ooh, look, we got some unlockable content up here. Only by the owner of this item. So the mint. So like I said, the mint. I was misled because there seems to be some sort of like Snoop Dogg token that I'm not super aware of, but the actual sale goes down like this. You can see Death Row NFT, they have 361, and so they're selling them through Opensea. So that's why Snoop's pointing everybody just to go to the marketplace. Just go to Opensea. They're doing, it looks like 420 here. The previous were 500-ish. For the full. And so the challenge is to buy it with Ether, because don't be misled. You're looking right now at a live snapshot, because this is what I do. I do it live. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I do this live because this is going down right now, and this is what I like to do. I like to be in this with you guys. And so you're sitting there, you're like, oh, is it moving? Is it selling? I don't see it, I can just, try and revamp it for you here so you guys get a full view. You're like, oh, I don't see it. Like, I don't see the sales coming in. Is it hot? Is it popping? Usually there's that level of FOMO when you're in a mint and you're watching the floor rise on something in Opensea. It's very palpable because you're just like, oh God, it's just like when I was doing this with Snoop, Gosh, I guess it was 2 nights ago. You could see the floor just moving. It went from like, just popping as soon as it sold out, went up to 500, 600, 700, 800, all the way up to 1,300, maybe even 1,500-ish or so on the floor. And then it settled back down at about 1,000 as the night went on, as people were starting to understand what it was. And a lot of people did really well that night coming from mints. And so mints being 0.076 here, you're talking about $220. And so again, you're looking at this, and here's the problem with Ethereum. With a Matic. And so you're looking at this, and if you were to go and say, hey, I want to buy this. I don't have my wallet connected to this thing, but you would connect your MetaMask wallet, and you would try and make this happen. There's going to be another layer of the process that slows this thing down considerably. And when I say considerably, I'm talking eons when it comes to cryptocurrency. Some old school people might understand what this is about, but you get in there and you have to wrap it into Matic before you can actually make the purchase. That time frame, according to them, they set a very large, wide goalpost of 45 minutes to make the transaction happen. It's crazy. I think on average it ends up being about 15, 18 minutes for a lot of people that were on Twitter on that night. So, but it is like sort of shocking because, you're like, oh, I've got enough. I want to make this offer. By the time you get the Matic in your wallet, and I almost wanted to try it. Maybe you guys can put in the comment section if you try this. I just wanted to do like a Uniswap or something and get my Matic and then make the offer, because going through Opensea seemed to take like 15, 16, 17 minutes. And I was like, wow, am I going to face worse pricing as it goes on? Yes, you are. And that's what happened to me that night. I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this. Great, fantastic. It was like $700, $800. And then as I was waiting, it went up to $1,300. And I was like, do I even have enough? I was so pissed because I didn't have enough. And so I didn't have enough in the wallet. And I was just like, am I going to have to reload more ETH to be wrapped again in this 15-minute process? Fortunately for me, the price went back down and I had enough. And I was able to make the deal. But this is not a super smooth process, which kind of for me is always like this great galvanizing force, because I'm just like, yes, this is tough. This is a little more challenging than just a normal click and then get it. You have to give it 3 or 4 clicks, but still going through this process can be frustrating. So just as an FYI, let's kind of scope around here, because I think what was cool was I was like, oh, okay, here's that track that he was going to drop. And then I listened to it and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to have to jump on this. And so I'm going to wait 15 minutes while I'm chatting with you guys while my Matic gets developed. But then I was just like, wait, hold on. There's a SUPDuck one? Soldier Boy, you ain't the first in the metaverse. Let's check him out. There's a SUPCA. For SUPDucks, a theme song for SUPDucks while mobbing through the sandbox with flip-flops on. Own it, make it, mix it, make it different, buy the NFT, unlock the downloadable link. Okay, so maybe that's what he's doing. He's advancing the game maybe a little bit further here with instead of buying multiple layers like you had to with the first track, buying the instrumental, buying the hook, and sort of pricing those out, you kind of keep the value all within the single NFT collection, of which there's only 250 here. And again, it's going to look like it's not selling because of the way that this wrapping things goes, wrapping the ETH in the Matic offer. Once it's actually going in the marketplace, you try and actually buy one, you'll get sort of thrown into the mix as to how many actually have sold. So, and it'll make you a bit angry, because this is the great part, is like you'll sell out of the mint right away, but then you'll at least get placed into the marketplace. So buyers right now who are like, oh yeah, let me get that at 252. I would load up a little more. I'd load up like 350, something like that, because you could end up at the end of that marketplace. Once your Matic's ready to go, you could end up, the mint could be out, and then, I mean, I don't know how popular. Let's try and see how much love they're showing them, because it's a bit later, the drop. But certainly on that one, it's not getting too much love. I think people haven't, all the East Coast is asleep still. Asia's just barely waking up. So, I mean, you're kind of in a not bad place to try and mint on this one. So, well, we'll call it a mint. It's like an Opensea mint, right? You're just buying directly from the collector or from the artist. Death Row NFT, making a name for themselves in this marketplace. It feels like art blocks, right? They're just like their own brand on Opensea, and they're going to just mint out. I guess Opensea has its own site, though. So a close approximation, not really listening to a track. Whoa. He's marketing. He's marketing directly to those fans. He's like, "Hey, you got it. You're holding this, Mother Ducker." But as a holder, as a derivative NFT, who doesn't want their own Snoop Dogg song? I mean, to go with your collection. This is smart. So, clearly we're going. He's targeting derivative collections. Clearly, you start with Bored Apes. It's almost a bit surprising that he moved into Doodles and SUPDucks. But like I said, having what you have in the metaverse, the tools at your disposal, if you have the rights to your own music, you can, create the tracks and sell them. Well, what are you going to put on the cover? It's like, it really is great that you can start with a built-in audience of 10,000 fans of a specific property that you're purveying to, but who isn't going to want to collect it, beyond that? So it's just like, I don't own a Bored Ape, but certainly when you put a Bored Ape on his first track, it's like, oh, hey, there's, and he mentions them in the track, and it's just like, it's an extension of that collection, ostensibly, but as just a regular collector, a fan of Snoop, it's just like, well, who wouldn't still want that? So I think it's a really powerful marketing strategy that's utilizing, again, what Web3 is giving us with having the rights to play with this and doing so. And so I love this Snoop, and hope you guys get in on this. I think this is a collection that's going to be important to look back on, and people are going to point to. I know some people think, Kings of Leon, first NFT. I think you think of it, but I don't think it has the weight that this will have because of its ability with Snoop to be carried onto into the metaverse, where he's housing, his land in the sandbox, as well as the offering made to a creative community, which is here's a track, play with it, go for it. Like, here's and I think the unlockable content will be the stems, like the other NFTs, to break down the instrumentals and allow you to remix however you'd like this song. And if you're a part of this, if I'm a SUPDuck, which I'd like to be, it's like to be able to have this added to my collection is kind of a really amazing bonus, and just in awe of Snoop. And I'm gonna see you guys in Opensea as I try and wait for my ETH to wrap in Matic. I'll see you guys.